Hello, worthy amalgamations. It is I, your godless fabrication, and I got some things to say right quick. Where is my RWBY YouTubers? Are we all just lacking recently? Cause where's my Eruption Fang? Where is my Celtic Phoenix? Where is my fuck, I don't think I know that many RWBY YouTubers that's still relevant or still want to do RWBY content. But that's besides the point. My point being, where is everybody? It seems like only like 2 people besides Murderer Birds, which is Adele aka, who always just shits on RWBY but likes Blake, and the new YouTuber, the dual wielder, is just talking about Volume 9. I have barely seen anyone talk about RWBY anymore. Not even Judgmental Critter. Or was it Twins Link? It was usually both of them. I think they're twins, ironically, or sisters. It was funny. But no one's covering RWBY, and I'm honestly kind of low-key heated. It's like, if I could, well, honestly, I can, but I don't probably want to get struck by thunder doing it. It's just like, I will cover RWBY, because everyone is just sleeping, apparently. I know that the RWBY community is always just between being the best thing ever, or being a sprawling hellhole that you fall into. If it's not, the degeneracy is always being treated like shit by, like, people who are watching a fucking 3D Western anime show. And they're always within their range of probably in their late 40s to probably early teens, which is kind of like, man, I like being shit taught by people who think they know better, but they're watching a fucking show, which is, you know, sad. But I understand why people don't come back to RWBY. I know that people have been skeptical about the writing, and I know how some of the actions of the characters don't really do well, or the writing. Again, the writing. Did I mention the writing is what falters the show? But me giving it the benefit of the doubt, no, besides the Atlas arc rant, please don't acknowledge that video. That was out of pure spite. I mean, not spite, honesty, but spite. I just believe that RWBY simply needs time. I believe that RWBY could do good if it actually just sat down for a while and wanted to flesh out its story. Volume 9 to me is pretty good. We're 5 episodes deep, and me watching it while the Crunchyroll subscription is pretty much giving you plenty of reasons and ideas how I'm watching the show. But I'm liking Volume 9. I like this more slow pace. I like the writing. Where is it going? I like how the fact that we're focusing on the main 4 plus 2. It's just no longer disjointed by like 40 different characters all at once trying to get relevancy, which is like always been RWBY's main problem. There's just too many plot lines going on, and all of them be haphazardly taped together to one or another, or be solved so hollow-like. It feels like I've been robbed of my time. But Volume 9 is so far, yes, maybe the shortest, but it's been the most promising. Volume 9 is going to probably get people back to the show. And honestly, this is me not sucking its dick. This is just me being honest about RWBY. Besides the Beacon arc, which is volume 1 through 3, the Wanderers arc, which is 4 through 6, and the Atlas arc, which is ongoing now, volume 9, I gotta say, and this is me not being a dick writer, but the Beacon arc was good, because that will always be the best, despite its cringy, old-fashioned anime, because you gotta give it a break, because it is old, and it was starting out with the Maya engine, or whatever engine they were using. The Wanderers arc, I understand where they want to go, because it was more of like a slow burn of an anime like Monster. It wanted to be a slow burn, but the problem where it suffered at was volumes 4 through 5, when they had like 20 arcs going on at once, and there wasn't enough time to flush them all out properly. Volume 6 stands out because it tries to be interesting. It wants to be good. That first half, I think all the way to Argus, was probably like the best thing about Volume 6. Was like the Brunswick Farm, Ozpin's Secret, Argus overall. What robbed it was probably that episode where they focused on John instead of Oscar, and the rest of it was just down slope. It's like down the hill. The Atlas arc, Volume 7, was good to me. I liked it. Besides the writing fucking up some of the things and honestly not going where I was expecting to go, it was still overall decent. Volume 8, I liked some of it. Not all of it, but I like some of it. I mean, I'm still mad about Ironwood and Penny and Watts. Still mad about those 3 dying. especially those three, because one shit talks Cinder and he dies. One was trying to do good and no one ever bothered to redeem him or try to talk him out of it, and he just dies trying to protect a practically empty city. The other one had a virus plot line that didn't really do anything or go anywhere, to be honest, in my book. Became human, fucking pretty much gets mercy killed by Jean to give to Winter so she become the maiden, which everyone was pretty much putting their money on besides Weiss. I remember someone said that Penny was gonna become the Winter Maiden, and then she'll die to give it to Winter, and then Winter will die to give it to Weiss, which just sounds too convoluted to go through two characters just to make Weiss the Winter Maiden. And this is still not speaking about Pietro and Maria, who are still on like the Argus like beacon thing, who are just left to die apparently because no one came to rescue them, or the thing just fucking crashed and burned when Atlas went down. Because no one mentioned them. They just felt the story. They just don't exist anymore. So effectively, Penny is dead now, for good dead. Oh yeah, and also Vacrio, that whole thing, especially since they realized that bringing a bunch of sickly old people and aristocrats who have probably never fought once in their life to fucking sandstorm desert where the strongest survives and the weak dies. Shit, this is like Junkertown from Overwatch. This is like the pits from Fallout. This is like Mad Max on steroids. You brought people who will get murdered in 3 seconds to a desert. And I know everyone already talked about put them in Menagerie, Mistral, put them in freaking hell back at Beacon, for God's sakes. Put them back over Vale, Shea Academy, put them at fucking Argus, anywhere but the goddamn desert where they'll get eaten up in 3 seconds. Hell, we saw half of them get picked up by some of the Grim. And that's not even speaking in between where Cinder came in and just betrays Neo, and the whole don't fall into the pit thing, which I knew was going to happen because they foreshadow it, and Jean falling into the pit. Even though in my eyes it should have been Ren, since prior to volume 8 Nora was just like demanding to have a character arc, even though she got benched for saying that. It's like, you want a character storyline? Ah, interesting. So she gotta put Ren on ice and pretty much cock blocked him because Ren was trying to be his own character and not follow. He was basically just being like, yeah, this is beyond what were our calling cards. We're trying to be like My Hero Academia. We're trying to be like the Deku of this story. We're trying to be Deku trying to fight like all for one. You know, early stage. And this is like tournament arc Deku. We're trying to be heroes in a place where this is beyond our pay grade. We barely became huntsmen like probably a couple days ago, since the whole Atlas art took us like a span of a couple days, like a week minimum. It didn't take long for Atlas to get there and watch that bitch fall and burn out the sky. So it's just like, he was the most logical character. And don't get me started on the Ace Ops, which I don't want to talk about. I really don't. Oh yeah, and Jacques. I was gonna ignore him, but I had to mention Jacques, especially since he takes higher priority, since he was the semi-main antagonist of the Atlas storyline. Well, by that I mean he just gave Weiss the credentials, and that was pretty much it. He wasn't even like a real villain besides helping like the bigger bad guys, and then Ironwood just kills him because I don't know why he killed them. I wish I could ask Miles or Carrie or the new writers, why did Ironwood kill Jacques? It just seems unnecessary. Not out of like a, oh my god, now with Jacques dead, the Schnees won't exactly have their hollow recollection. It's just gonna be like, your dad's dead. Okay, moving on. It's just like unnecessary killing. It feels like it just feels dirty. It's like he didn't need to die like that. Especially since Weiss was like, don't worry, I'll come and get you. It's not because I wanted to, it's because your daughter Weiss said I should have. And it's like, cool. At least my fucking middle child decided not to leave me to die in a falling city. But it's just like more of that foreshadowing. Delicious shit. And then he dies. And it's just, Damn. How do we go to Atlas with the promises of giving upgrades and handing the relic to Ironwood to Atlas falling at the sky and losing about 4 people? Yeah, no, 5 people. We lost Penny, Watts, Ironwood, Jacques, Clover, Hazel. Oh yeah, Vine. We lost like 7 people in the Atlas arc, and it's still ongoing with Volume 9. What I know, which is like I spent half this video praising it, but I'm just being honest. Like, honest to God, it's just like I'm being honest. How like this is like the most painful volume, but like Volume 9 is bringing it back up surprisingly. I'm hoping. Well, it's kind of like a weird I hope, but they don't do it. Like I kind of want to see what's going on in Vacrio right now. I want to see how Winter and B team is handling the aristocrats and the weak sick people in that sandstorm. Because in my demented mind, I kind of want that to be like another painful thing. I want it to be more like when Team RWBY and them gets back from the Ever After, with Jean probably still being his age or probably regressed, which I'm assuming he's gonna probably die in Ever After, because everyone at this point on Twitter is thinking that he's gonna die in the Ever After. Which, if they kill him off, I'm gonna be honestly disappointed, because it's just like he didn't deserve to die. Everyone beforehand was already bidding him to be a villain. Hell, I think it was on someone's bingo card that Jean dies in Volume 9. So it's just like, what the fuck? Honestly, it should have been Ren or Nora who should have died in Volume 9 if they took his spot, because at least then it would have gave Ren the outlook to feel that pain and to keep going forward, or for Nora to finally become her own character without Ren, but still treasure his. It's a lot of dark morbid shit for my, for my prudent feel. But I want them but the point is, if they ever get back from the Ever After, I want them to return back to where they are when they exit the gate, and I want to see a fucking massacre. I want to see like barely any survivors in terms of like the Atlas and Mantle people. Have Team B with Winter and them trying to, only protecting the best they could. I kind of want that. I don't want Team B and Winter Maiden to solo like the fucking content. I want to at least see like heavy losses. Since I said the Atlas arc was gonna be pain, I want it to be pain. I want it to be like just like hell. I want it to be pain. So at least then 10 through 12, where I know it's gonna be the wrap-up volumes, because if I remember correctly, before they said they didn't get greenlit anymore, I remember when they got greenlit, I was gonna be like, yeah, we have like 4 arcs: the Beacon Days, the Wanderer, the Atlas arc, and now the Atlas Ever After arc, and now we will have the God arc, or I call it the God plot. At least then 10 through 12 will be focusing on now pursuing the sword, dealing with Tyrion and Mercury, whether they're gonna kill him or not is still up in the air. And at that point, no one else is alive besides Cinder, and Neo will either be dead or she'll probably be with Team RWBY now. And so then they'll have to deal with Salem and get the rest of the relics. And I know it's gonna be like, what, 10's gonna be Valkyrio, 11's gonna be taking care of either Cinder or going back to Beacon to go pick up the freaking relic. And hell, it'd be kind of cool if Yang found her other gauntlet just for fun. And then it'll be dealing with Salem for the rest of Volume 11, and then dealing with the gods for like 12. 12 will probably be like a big ass movie and not like a volume. It'd be like a good ass movie too. But that's just my little like fan made prediction / wish fulfillment I kind of want from it. Oh my god, I talked for a little too long. But that's gonna be it. Like, if you guys seen Volume 9, what you think about it so far? Please tell me in the comments. This is not comment farming. This is just me generally asking if you've seen RWBY Volume 9. Like, what do you think about it so far? You think it's doing okay? You think it's good? You think it's just kind of mid? You think it's gonna be shit? How do you feel about Jean looking like he's 30 years older? Whoops, did I spoil that? Now well, you be fine. But I have been your godless fabrication. Until then, I have bid you adieu.